firstly, the Roosters, Chad Townsend dropped. And how exciting is this? Big Hugo, I remember you interviewing him in his debut game. But what did you make of this news with Trent Robinson?
Well, he's been poor, Chad. Obviously playing behind a pack, not rolling forward. But, you know, they were quite open about it. And even he was quite open. He was brought as a backup with Sammy Walker injured. But, yeah, it's exciting for Hugo Savala. And he played well in that debut. But something needed to change. Something definitely needed to change for the Chooks.
Well, like you said, they were all realistic about what Chad was doing there, and given they've won one game, it's an easy victory, I think, for the coach. And listening to Victor Radley last night, he was saying, you know, he's very popular. You know, they love the way he trains, and they love the way he goes about his work. He's got good work ethic, and he'll go hard. So he'll get their respect, and pretty tough game to do it. I thought you nearly could have waited. Like, sending him up there, you haven't been going that well. You lose the front rower.
Well, the other way, you got nothing to lose.
Yeah, true.
What do you think that we'll see Chad Townsend playing for the Roosters again this season?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Go back down to New South Wales Cup and work on his game down there. But you never know with injuries. And look, there's talk that Sam Walker won't play this year.
Yeah, right. Because
he's had an ACL, but he's had a patella graft, which a patella graft is stronger, but it's longer. It's around 9 to 12 months. So if you go from 12 months, that was in semi-final time. Him and Brandon both did it first semi around the end of the year.
Yeah, it was towards the end of the year. But
so I'll ask you this. So he's back, say, round 18 or 20. Roosters are no chance of making the 8. Would you play him? No. You wouldn't risk it, would you? Yeah.
But if he feels fit, like, isn't that what
he's too much of a big investment, because there's no halfbacks out there. And God forbid, if he plays one game and does his knee again.
And if you go off the record is it takes a while to get it going. So
12 months was mine.
Yeah.
So I came back in about 10 months and just wasn't right.
So it's more if his body is ready and he's had the tick off from everyone, physios, surgeons, everyone, would you not play him then?
I wouldn't, no. If there was 6 weeks to go and you could not make the semi-finals, why roll the dice? Why gamble it? Where if he doesn't play, then he has another 6 months before he plays again.
What they're like? You're
but
there
you got to look at risk reward.
Yeah.
And you know he's early 20s.
We've seen how important halves are. Well, the teams that are winning have just got halves who are consistent. They're there, playing every week.
And just to give him those extra few weeks. Then.
Well, he's never had that time. He had injuries before. He had shoulder injuries. His first off seasons. And you look at the size of him. He could really get away and develop and train and get strong.
All right, let's talk about the Penrith Panthers. A fair few changes there. Edwards back, Blaze Talangi.
Sorensen. And Somerton goes into dummy half, which Mitch Kenny is such an important part to their team. But Blaze Talangi, be interesting how he goes. Although when he played Melbourne, did he come on against Melbourne?
Yes.
I thought he defended really good.
That's when Nathan went off with the concussion.
I haven't really understood why they haven't played him. Obviously, they're better than anyone at picking players and picking their team.
The news that came out of the Panthers was just he wasn't fitting straight into their structures straight away, and so they wanted to give him the time. That was coming from the club, just to give him that time to really fit into their structures.
When you look at him in Parramatta, he played in every position. He played wing, centre, 5'8". He's a footy player.
He's a talent.
He's a footy player.
But you got to applaud Penrith also that you got to earn your jersey for whatever reason. You said hasn't understood their systems, so you got to give credit to Penrith. I spoke about the Sunday Footy Show about Nathan having to dumb down his play because of inexperience. Well, this week now he's got Blaze at 5'8" and he's got Luke Somerton at dummy half. So we're going to see how he plays with them.
Do you expect him to change a fair bit?
I don't know.
You know what? If they hold the ball a bit better, they won't have to change much at all. At the moment, they're just, that comes down to, like you said, being able to concentrate for the entire game. Because at the moment, they're just dropping the ball too much.
But that comes with experience.
Yeah, I understand that.
Inexperience, I mean.
Inexperience. just being able to concentrate long enough and at the important time, so you're not dropping the
Yeah,
ball,
when
so
you're
you're getting up and playing the ball when you're knackered. You're right.
Yeah.
But this will be, if they can just hold the ball for longer, the game gets easier.
I think the big talking point is you got Master and the Apprentice. You got Nathan up against Izzy Katoa. Oh, I can't wait to watch this.
Well, the other big news as well, Zack Lomax.
Oh,
This is
yes.
devastating. 6 weeks that he's now looking to be out for.
When did he break a foot?
Yeah, because you saw at the end of that game he was struggling with the foot in their narrow win over the Dragons on Saturday afternoon.
And really, he kicked
But
their way to victory.
Well, he kicked
from
that
his
goal from 42 metres and then he nailed the field goal.
what does this
He's
do
a
to
player.
Parramatta?
I thought the last 2 weeks especially, I thought they've really turned the corner. It brings them a little bit back to the field with him coming out of trouble and his goal kicker also. But they've turned the corner a little bit. I was really impressed the way they played.
No, they've struggled to score points. And he's been a big part of someone to target. So
In the air.
Yeah, in the air. And even he was coming into the middle, chasing kicks at one stage. So I think it hurts them.
The other big thing as well, thinking about the fact that State of Origin, 7 weeks away, if this is a 6-week injury,
Was he playing right wing?
does this rule him out?
I think, well, you know what, he's fit.
If he
he's
plays,
a fit bloke.
I reckon if he plays one game
Yeah.
before, you put him straight back in. So the wingers last year were To'o and Zack Lomax for the 3 games. To'o, Biz has got that hamstring. He hasn't played hardly this year. Just top of my head, I'm just trying to think.
We've got Josh Adokar. There's some others.
Well, do you know what?
You play Stephen Crichton or you play Brad
Stephen
Best,
Crichton.
You got Turbo, you got, well...